My ex and I co-parent 5 boys. Of course I love them all equally, but I would lie if I said that my 12-year-old isn't my favorite. He's the second oldest. He's always been the most easiest, affectionate and gentle of all the kids. It means a lot to me that he'll randomly cling on to me or poke me. I could spend all day with him and not get annoyed. He's the only kid who gets along with all of his siblings. He works really hard to deal with his reading problem too. I can spoil him and he would not become an asshole. I took him out for a milkshake and dropped mine. Some of it got on his shoes. My other kids would have had a fit over that, but my son's first reaction was, "Daddy, you can share mine if you want." I'm a 28-year-old woman. My mom is a textbook WASP mom. She's never worked a day in her life. She thinks the universe revolves around her and that everyone should cater to her needs. While growing up, she constantly made snide remarks about my weight. She dismissed my hopes and dreams for the future by openly making fun of them. She has a lot of internalized misogyny and would go on and on about how I needed to be pretty to land a rich husband. The only reason my self-esteem wasn't destroyed was because I was close to my aunt, my mom's sister. She's a wonderful woman and became the strong female role model that my mother should have been. She indulged my hobbies, such as comic books and martial arts, that mom didn't approve of, and actually listened patiently when I needed to talk. Unlike my mom, who made every single conversation about herself. My dad wasn't abusive to me, but he wasn't really there for me either. He took a special interest in my brother and the two of them did things together and never invited me along. My aunt and uncle, her husband, and my cousins were my real family who loved me. Now onto the cheating. I'm the one who walked in on my dad in bed with his secretary. I was 17. It was on a weekend. I was supposed to be at a friend's house, but for some reason I came home early. I could hear noises coming from the master bedroom. I know my mom's voice and this wasn't her. I didn't want to walk in, so I just called out to my dad. Suddenly it was all quiet and a few minutes later my dad came out and tried to tell me that he was watching TV. I told him I knew he had someone in there and went into my room. I honestly didn't feel anything and decided I could use this to my advantage. I struck a deal with my dad. He would pay for me to go to whichever college I wanted as long as I kept his secret. So, I was able to attend business school, against my mom's wishes. I even helped arrange a few of my dad's rendezvous with his ladies and he paid me handsomely for it. I would arrange for them to meet up at an apartment my dad kept for this specific purpose. His girlfriends usually had my number too, just so it would be easier to know when they could get together. Actually, I'm the one who suggested that my dad get a separate apartment for his hobby. The whole time I felt no guilt. I didn't owe this family anything after the way I had been treated. I stopped being involved in it after I got my degree. I had already gone no contact with my mom after finishing AHS. After college I went very low contact with my dad and only spoke to my brother occasionally. About a week ago, one of my dad's exes told mom all about my dad's affair and also about how I had helped him. Mom became hysterical and actually traveled to the city where I lived to yell at me. I just laughed in her face about how her perfect life was nothing but a lie. She bawled for a while before I told her to get lost. My brother found out just 3 days ago and I'm mad at me too. But I don't really care. I don't think what I did was wrong. I just made the best out of a bad situation. It occurred to me as I was driving by an elementary school and I remembered how I'd pick up my kids to go to the park or get ice cream or home to play in the backyard. My oldest is 17, the middle is 14 and my youngest is 11. The younger two worship the 17, so they try to act like they're 17 and don't want to hang out with dad. I even offered to take them, separately, to Starbucks before school and they all turned me down because they wanted to get to school to see their friends. Over the period of adolescence, I began noticing that my dick really wasn't as big as the other guys I'd see at school. This used to plague my thoughts, but recently I've grown to accept my current state because I don't have a micro dick and I'm just grateful. I'm just under 5 inches hard, and while that isn't amazing, I am finally able to stop thinking the way I used to. Have any other guys experienced this? I'm sorry, but I've chosen to delete the post, as to keep all the numbers out. I didn't know how else to do it and still keep the post intact. I've left the edits out for those who wanted to see them. Edit. Thank you all for your support. Even though you are all strangers, this have made me feel a little lighter. When I went to the specialist, she reminded me of these things in my past, and when she told me about the tubes I guess I just shut down and didn't listen. I didn't realize there were so many options, but now I know what to search and ask about. I do feel a little more hope now. Thank you with all my heart. I'm going to tell my mom about what happened, and then come back later and tell you how it went, if you want that. Edit. I chickened out on telling my mom. The words got stuck. I will try again tonight. Last edit. I told her, and she was shocked. She went directly and called him. He's on his way there, but I left. I can never see them or talk to any of them again. Thank you for your support, everyone. It means a lot.